So here we are. I took a build of my project, and you can see the size is 553 MB. It's huge. It's an Android. It's not a WebGL or PC. So I haven't done any compression till yet, any optimization or anything else. So I am going to do this, and let's see how much compression I can get. So basically what I'm gonna do, I will start with textures, because I have seen most of the time textures are the one that are mostly in MBs. They take most of our size. As you can see, it's 2.7 MB, the texture of a character. And there are multiple textures, not multiple, there are many textures in this project that are very, very large. So I need to compress them and optimize them, so I don't also just lose the quality of the game, but I want to have both the quality and optimization. So I'm just going to set the size to 512, and even after compressing to 512 size, you can see that the character is still looking the same. There will be not much difference after compressing the size to 512. But it was 2048 before, and it was very much. Now the size of the image is 170 kb. It's good, and the quality is still maintained. Not much difference, as you can also see. At 512 it's okay. For Android, 512 maximum size is okay, and it's good. So I'm going to go to all other things, all other textures that I'm going to have in my game, and I'm just going to reduce their size. There are some materials that just have colors, but there are some else that have textures. For textures, I'm just going to compress, make their max size to 512. But 512, basically the max size 512 is good if the game object is very prominent in your game. For example, if it's character, if it's something like that, then it's good. Even you can change it to 1024. It depends upon all your need. But if and something is not very clear, you're looking at it very far distance, and they're just they just need to be present, but their look is not very much important. The player is not gonna play with them. I mean, the player is not gonna go very close to them. So what you can do, you can just even change them to 256, and it's not even bad for that. So it's gonna reduce the size of your game too much. And sometimes the size of the textures that for the game object that you import are, you can't even imagine, they are sometimes 23 MB, and you're just, oh my god. So what you have to do, you just have to perform the compression for all the textures that you have in your game. So I did the compression for many of the game objects that I am using in my game, but I'm not sure whether I'm just leaving, so I'm just going to take the build. So let's take another build and see what size I get. Here is my build, and as you can see, it is good. It's good from 553 to 351. It's good. I'm using also an asset that is build report, but it is not necessary. If you don't have a build report tool, what you can do, there is an alternate option for that. As you can see, it's 351. And the previous one was 555, I guess. So I am going into the console. You can just go into the console in order to look what's the one, what is the thing that is giving you the most size in your project, and you can compress that. You have to click on the three dots and you have to click on editor log, open editor log, and when you will open it up, you will see it's in the build report section. It will show you what is the object and what's the object that is taking most of the size. Look, 24 MB, and from MB it goes into KBs. So mostly whenever I perform compression in MB's object, and when I just go down to the KBs, there are already one that are compressed. So after opening this in editor, it's basically the build report, and that the log file is same. That is just in the text format, and it just gives you the thing. When you click on the PNG, it opens up the relevant file for you. And for terrain, you can perform, you can't just reduce the size of the terrain. You have to go into the settings of the terrain, and from there you can play with the resolution and all the distance objects, that the settings you want to set over here, and you will see that the size is decreased. And you can even see that there is a material, a texture, and its size is 21.3 MB. And it's not good. Your game has to include these kind of heavy textures. I mean, not include. They can. It can include, but in less size. So same I'm doing after I find all the textures that are very large in size. I perform compression to them. And also your game have FBX, and when your game have FBX, so you have to also need to optimize them, and you want to decrease their size. Most of my FBX are 10 MB, 10 MB, and 10 MB, and some of them are 14 MB, so I want to reduce their size. So how you can reduce the size of your game? First, if you are using them for some rig or generic purpose, like you are using them for animation, you can just optimize the game object. And you can, in mesh compression, it depends, you can keep it medium, high, or whatever you want. If you keep the mesh compression to medium, it will compress your mesh to good quality, but if you keep it too high, it is also going to decrease the size. One thing that I was been searching for, how I can get a good reduction in the size of an FBX, is there is an option, and that is over here. You can first uncheck all. So the hierarchy by name, and it is not very important. There's an option in the second one or third checkbox, that is blend shapes, import blend shapes. It is the one that you have unchecked. Import blend shape, what it does, for example, if your character is not animated, if it's not have some, for example, let me give you an example. For example, if your character doesn't speak, if it just performs some animations through the body, you can uncheck this option, and it has a major part in reducing the size of your game object. And I find it also, it's worth sharing. I find it with you, and all others options are also, you can uncheck them if you don't need them. You can uncheck all other ticks, lights, and sort name by hierarchy, and these kind of and then you can click apply. And same I find over here, but it's not like this log file is giving me different, and in build report it's different. They both are same, but the you can see build report it is with UI and the log file is just a simple text file. And now coming to my terrain, I am just going to, you can set the height resolution map, and then you have I can't change the width and length of my terrain because I have everything ready in my game. So I can change the resolution. I can keep it to 512. It all depends upon yours project quality. What type of quality do you want? What are your focus areas? And the height resolution map, you can change the values and you can see the result quickly, and then you can adjust the settings according to your demand, what you basically need. So I was also playing with these values, and once I find the values that are happy with so I did them. And also the distance, you can increase the distance, the detail distance, and the tree distance, that when they should stop appearing, and I don't have grass or these kind of things. And if in your terrain you see that you have a tree where you can just place trees on your terrain, and the grass textures, if you don't use them, make sure to remove them from your terrain, otherwise they are going to be included. They are not, if you're not using anything that is still placed in any of your scene, make sure to remove them, for example. And if you have any of the package that has 0% involvement in your project, in your assets folder, for example, you have two folders of skybox and you're using skybox only from one folder, what you can do, you can delete the other one. It also impacts your build report, sorry, not your build report, but the size of your APK. So after doing the compression of the FBX, the terrain, and the textures, I'm going to build my APK for the third time. And thank God I got 155, getting from 555 to, or 556, oh, 566 to 155. It's good. I am going to look what left for me. It's showing like the textures is 29.7% are still my textures. And when you are going to open the build report, you will see that what is the most prominent thing that is taking, whether it's texture, whether animation, scripts, or all other things that are included in your project. So I'm just going to perform some more compression that I can do. So after performing the compression for these things, I hope I'll go into the 100, and I hope that you understand that you can perform the compression through the build report tool. If you want to purchase it, you can just go onto the asset store and you can find it there. But if you don't have it, don't worry, and you can just simply go into the console and you can find your editor log file over there, and then you can press Ctrl F. From there you can search for build report, and you can just easily find all the things that are present in build report.